Nothing really made sense, though it did seem that the machines had kept them alive for a reason. Kade was just lucky to be alive. Lucky or cursed, he wondered. This was his first trip outside the camp after the attack. They trekked with 2 Def-9 units behind them. They were the typical models, with orange visors built into their humanoid skulls. These units had some miles on them, as evidenced by the dents and dings in their armor. Draped over their chest rigs were the cracked bones of animals and humans, some looking more recently alive than others. Kade remembered hearing a rumor that they did this for intimidation, something programmed into their CPUs from centuries ago. He didn't understand why they would need that now. Everyone was terrified of them. Everyone except for Kade. He looked back at the defector wearing the horns of some ancient animal that had once roamed the plains bordering the mountain. Some kind of antelope, he wasn't sure, but the rib cage attached to the front of the machine was undeniably human. Maybe his own bones would be hanging on one of these war droids soon. Maybe the machines didn't need him. Maybe they were leading him somewhere to gun him and the others down and leave their flesh for the mutant creatures that roamed these plains. Kade wouldn't run if that happened, nor would he fight. He had long accepted that he would die here, one way or another. Fighting was futile, but a part of him had yet to fully cave to the machines. There were still people he could help survive, even if they might never escape. People like Tia, other kids too. The promise he had made to her father Rafe on a dive years ago kept him accountable. An image of the Maori Helldiver's final moments surfaced in Kade's mind as he trudged forward. The image of his friend being hacked apart by the mutant feral humans was seared in his mind, along with too many other horrible images that he could never purge. More of them surfaced in his tormented head. Johnny popping like a bug in the air when they arrived at this blasted mountain. Kade finding his family's charred remains, and the attack that resulted in Joey's being erased much as Johnny had been. "Where do you think they're taking us?" asked the man trudging alongside Kade. It took him a second to place the voice as Captain Rolo's. It sounded far too timid, too fearful to belong to the proud, strong captain of the Victory. Kade ignored the question and kept walking, partly because he had no idea where they were going. He didn't remember ever taking this route away from the camp on other errands for the machines, but this was mostly the same group he usually went with. Donovan, Bo, and Woody were all here. They had become a tight-knit group from working and living together. All 3 men had done their best to keep Kade alive and his spirits up. Woody was a jokester. Bo was a quiet man, father to a 9 and a 7-year-old boy that he loved more than anything. Donovan was an angry, aggressive man. He had whispered of trying to attack the machines again, but Kade had talked him down. Bo and Woody were also against it, Bo trying his best to preserve the lives of his sons who were being held in the same building as Tia. "Well, this is definitely a new route," Woody said. "Anyone see a dunny?" "You take more shits than a squirrel," Bo said. "It's the bloody soup they feed us, mate. Comes out unchanged from when it went in." "Don't talk about food. I can't stand it anymore," Donovan said. He cursed the machines under his breath. For the next 2 hours, the group of men plodded through the whipping wind, which seemed to be growing worse. Rain sheeted down on the hills in the distance. It would be on them soon. "Hell, do y'all see that?" Bo asked. Kade turned to the sprawling dunes west of them, where 2 modest-sized twisters had formed. The vortices snaked and danced across the dry dirt, churning up more grit. "Keep moving," said the soulless voice of a defector. Another salvo of wind-driven grit slammed into the group. Kade lowered his head and braced against the onslaught. A few minutes later, the rain hit them all with cold, hard drops. If not for Woody and Bo, water would now be leaking into the suit Kade wore. They had patched up his black suit when he was sleeping. Back when he dived, his gear could be the difference between life and death. That was before he lost his family. The twin tornadoes roared closer, and again the line halted, this time because Woody had slipped and fallen to the ground. A machine raised its laser rifle. Kade hurried over with Donovan and helped Woody up. "Don't shoot," Bo said. "Move or die," the machine said. The group pushed on, winding.